Seahawks. A couple of overtime games this week. Start with the Thursday night game. The Texans beat the Bills 23-19. They're 6-5. The Bills are 7-4. Josh Allen, 253, no TDs, 2 picks. He sacked 8 times. Cook did have 116 yards rushing and a TD. Shakir, 8 catches for $110. He also loses a fumble though. They get no sacks. They do get a kick return TD of 97 yards from Ray Davis. Missed extra point by Prater. Mills, 153, 2 TDs, no picks. Still has a QBR of 22. Woody Marks, 74 yards rushing, lead the way. Kirk and Higgins have the receiving touchdowns. Collins led the way with 55 yards receiving. They get a sack from Tua. 2 sacks from Hunter, 2.5 from Anderson Jr., 1 from Settle Jr., 1 from Barnett, half a sack from Edwards Jr. A lot of juniors on the Texans. Both picks come from Kalen Bullock. Their kicker's perfect on everything. Field goals and extra points. On to the Sunday games. These are out of order. Or maybe they are. The Chiefs beat the Colts 23-20 in overtime to move to 6-5. The Colts are 8-3. As a Broncos fan, I was like, you want the Colts to lose because then Denver has a game on them. But I was like, I just want the Chiefs to lose because, listen, the Chiefs are just better off out of the playoffs. And I mean that coming from, fans of other teams in the AFC. Chiefs got that playoff experience, more than anybody by a lot. And you're just like, shit, dude. They get in, they can make some noise. Absolutely. Definitely win that first game on the road. I'm going to tell you right now, if the Broncos happen to win the division, I don't want them playing the Chiefs the first game. Because it's like, yep, the Chiefs beat them, of course, and, But anyway, Jones, 181. 2 TDs, no picks. He's not sacked. Taylor, 58 yards rushing. Pittman Jr. has a receiving TD. And Ogletree has a receiving TD. They get a sack from Latu, a half sack from Stewart, a half sack from Pay, a sack from Gallimore, half sack from Adebawore, and a half sack from number 58. Pick is from Latu as well. And their kicker's perfect on everything. Mahomes wasn't even good here today. He had the yards. 352 yards, no TDs, and a pick. He sacked the 4 times. I don't fully understand the QBR. I looked it up. His QBR is 67. But Mills in the game had 2 TDs, no picks, and his was 22. I forget everything that's added up into it. I guess it really likes yards. I don't know. Hunt 104 yards, rushing and a TD. Rice 8 catches for 141 yards. Hunt loses a fumble. They tied this game, I think, the Chiefs in regulation to go to overtime with field goal. Their kicker's 5 for 5 on his field goals. Butker, long of 48. They must have went for 2 on their touchdown then. So Chiefs are 6-5. So look, Denver beat a team with a winning record. The Bears beat the Steelers 31-28. I don't know if this was an end of the game thing or no, it wasn't. I don't think it was. Bears are 8-3. Pittsburgh 6-5. I'm pretty sure. Rodgers did not play. Rudolph 171 yards of TD and a pick. He sacked twice. Gainwell 92 yards rushing. Warren 68 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. Metcalf has a rushing touchdown. They run the ball for 186 yards as a team. Austin III, 36 yards receiving to lead the way. Fryermuth has a receiving touchdown. Rudolph loses a fumble as well. TJ Watt got a sack, and I think he overtook his brother, JJ Watt, for the most sacks in the family. That was the only sack. And their kicker hits all his extra points. He did not have any field goal attempts. Caleb Williams, nice game here, 239. 3 TDs, no picks. He sacked one time. Number 25 is 48 yards rushing and a TD. DJ Moore, 64 yards receiving, 5 catches, 2 TDs to lead the way. And Loveland has the other receiving TD. Swift and Williams both lose fumbles. They get 2 sacks from Sweat and a pick from Wright. Their kicker hits everything. Patriots beat the Bengals 26-20 to move to 10-2. The Bengals are 3-8. There's no point in them bringing back Burrow. I feel like you should leave him out the rest of the year and just lose the rest of your games. Maybe get a nice pick and get a sick player. I think they need line help, so get an offensive lineman with your high pick, and you could be in business. Drake May, 294, touchdown to pick. He sacked once. Henderson, 66 yards rushing. Henry, 7 catches, under 15 yards, and a TD. They get a sack from Landry III. That's the only one. Pick return TD from Marcus Jones for 33 yards. Their kicker hits everything, too, and a long 52 on his field goal. Flacco, 183 yards, a TD and a pick. He sacked once. Browning comes in for a pass and completes it for 14 yards. Trace Brown, 107 yards rushing. Number 80 has 61 yards receiving to lead the way. Tinsley has a receiving touchdown. Oh, what's his name? Was it Chase that spit on the guy? He got suspended for a game. This is the game. Davis has the sack. Another pick return touchdown for the Bengals. Geno Stone has an interception for 32 yards on the TD. Their kicker has a long of 63. I know now with these kicks, people tell me these balls they use, the K ball or whatever, a specific ball that's like, almost like sculpted or like, what would the word be, like conditioned or to be kicked further, which is so weird. They're booting the field goal. They can't hit the extra points, the kickers, though. Come on up. Cat's up. I gotta move these headphones because she'll start chewing on them. And I move this as well. Because she'll probably play with the pen. But he does hit everything. On to the next game, the Ravens beat the Jets 23-10. Jets 2-9. Baltimore's now 6. Baltimore's gonna end up winning the division. Probably. Taylor was starting for the Jets, 222, a TD and a pick. He sacked 3 times. Breece Hall, 44 yards rushing to lead the way. He also had 75 yards receiving to lead the way. Mechie III, 6 catches, 65 yards and a TD. Breece Hall loses a fumble. They get a sack from Briggs. That's it. And their kicker hits his field goal and his 1 extra point. Lamar Jackson, 153 yards, no TDs, no picks. He sacked once. Henry, 64 yards rushing and 2 TDs. Flowers, 58 yards receiving to lead the way. Sack from Green, a sack and a half from Jones, and a half sack from Bryan. A pick from TJ Tampa. Nice. And their kicker hits everything. Seahawks beat the Titans 30-24 to move to 8-3. Tennessee is 1-10. They're looking at the first pick again. Darnold, 2 TDs, no picks, 244 yards passing. Kenneth Walker, 71 yards rushing. Charbonnet, a rushing touchdown. Big game for Jackson Smith. I cannot say this other name. I don't even want to attempt to say it because I'm going to get it wrong. Number 11. This guy's got I think he now has the record for receiving yards for Seattle as well now. 8 catches, $167, 2 TDs. O'Connell a sack. Brian Murphy the second a sack. Williams a sack. Hall a sack. Their kicker hits everything with a long of 47 on his field goal. The Titans, Cam Ward, a TD, no picks. He sacked 4 times, 256 yards. He also rushes for a touchdown on 37 yards to lead the way. Helm, 51 yards receiving. Dyke has a receiving TD. They get a sack from Key. That's the only sack. They do get a... Dyke has a... I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. Deke. He has a punt return for 90 yards and a TD on that one. Get a couple return touchdowns this week. Their kicker hits everything. Packers beat the Vikings 23-6 to move to 7-3-1. The Vikings are 4-7. McCarthy, 87 yards, no TDs, 2 picks. He's sacked 5 times. 42 yards rushing from Mason to lead the way. 48 yards receiving from Jefferson to lead the way. Price loses a fumble. They get a sack from Turner. Dallas Turner, so we got a couple guys with cities in their names. Their kicker has a long of 59. The only point scored was by the kicker. Packers love 139 yards, no TDs, no picks. He sacked once. Wilson, 107 yards. Rushing and 2 TDs. Watson, 49 yards receiving to lead the way. A half sack from McDuffie, 2 sacks from Wyatt, 2 sacks from Parsons. He's having a good year. And a half sack from Brinson, a pick from McDuffie, and a pick from Williams. Their kicker hits everything with a field goal long of 40. The Lions beat the Giants 34-27 in overtime. The Giants have blown like multiple fourth quarter leads, the worst being the Broncos one. It's like the Giants are right on the cusp of getting good, but they can't win. They know how to lose. They have that losing culture. Teams go through this. Denver went through it until last year. That you cultivate this like losing culture. The Islanders have had it for a long fucking time too. You know, certain franchises, the Browns certainly have it. It's almost when you start to get good, it's so hard to get back over the hump. Now, teams like the Giants and stuff have a history with Super Bowls and NFL championships. The Browns have the NFL championships, but no Super Bowls. But the Browns have just been bad for... Definitely since they got back to Cleveland. They were pretty good, actually, in the Super Bowl era before they moved. They went to a couple... I think Denver beat them in the conference championship like 3 times in the 80s. And they had Bernie Kosar and stuff. But the Giants are like right there. They have the talent. They have a lot of injuries too. But they just can't get the wins. They're 2-10 now. Lions are 7-4. And they've gone through, Winston started here, so Dart's still hurt. Winston had 2 TDs and a pick. 366 yards. He sacked once. And Gunner, number 80. He threw 1 pass for 33 yards and a TD as well. Tracy Jr., 62 yards rushing. Wendell Robinson, 9 catches, $156 and a TD. Hodgkins and Winston also has a receiving TD. So he got himself 2 passing TDs and receiving. You're probably getting the cat purring. 2 sacks from Alexander, a sack from Nunez, Roches, a pick from Holland. Their kicker hits everything. His field goal's 44 yards. Lions, Goff, 279, 2 TDs, a pick, sacked 3 times. Gibbs, 219 yards rushing, 2 TDs. On 15 carries, 14.6 yards per carry. Hell of a game from him. St. Brown, 9 catches, 149 yards, and a receiving TD. Gibbs has 11 catches, 45 yards, and a receiving TD. They get a sack from Hutchinson. That's the only one. The pick comes from Harper. Their kicker hits everything with a long on a field goal of 59. They have to. That's still a tight race. You got the Bears at 8-3, Packers 7-3-1, Lions 7-4. It's gonna probably come down to the last week of the season. Jaguars beat the Cardinals 27-24 to move to 7-4. This is another overtime game, so it was 3 actually. Those 2. Cardinals are 3-8. Lawrence was all over the place today. 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. He sacked 3 times, 256 yards. His 86 yards rushing for Etienne Jr. Parker Washington, 71 yards receiving and a TD. Myers and Etienne Jr. also have receiving TDs. Strange had 93 yards to lead the way. Lawrence also loses a fumble. A sack and a half from Gardeck, a sack and a half from Lloyd, a sack from Hines Allen, a sack from Hamilton. I want a sack. Did I say a sack from Johnson? Their kicker, it's everything with a long of 52. Brissett for the Cardinals, 317 yards, TD, no picks. He sacked 6 times. They run the ball for 55 yards. The team. Bam Knight does have a rushing touchdown, 10 carries, 12 yards. Michael Wilson, 10 catches, 118 yards receiving. Dortch has the receiving TD. A sack from Thompson, a half sack from Baker, a half sack from Campbell, a sack from Birch. They get picks from Baker, Davis, Gaither, and Williams. The kicker does miss a field goal. The Browns get a win here today. I'm going to talk about one player in a minute. 24-10 to move to 3-8. The Raiders are 2-9. Sanders gets the start here today. 209 yards, a TD, and a pick. He sacked once. Judkins, 47 yards rushing and 2 TDs. Sampson has 59 yards receiving and the TD. Jerry Jeudy loses a fumble. They get a sack from Bush, a sack from McGuire, a sack from Thomas, a half sack from Hall Jr., 2.5 sacks from Collins, a half sack from Harris, a half sack from Baker, 3 sacks from Myles Garrett. They have 10 sacks as a team. Myles Garrett, I believe, has 18 sacks now. Or is it 17? Let me see. He has 18 sacks in, is it 11 games? 11 games they've played. He's realistically going to break the record before the 17th game. So people could be like, oh, he played an extra game. But they never seem to do that with the other records when guys got it in 16, but then other players ripped it up in 14. Like O.J. Simpson had 2,000 yards in 14 games. If he played another 2, he'd have the most yards in a season record. By far, probably. And she just meowed as well. Again. What do you say? He has 18 sacks in 11 games. Let me look real quick and see who they're playing coming up. Who's next for them? The 49ers are next, followed by the Titans, then the Bears, then the Bills, and the Steelers and the Bengals. I think he gets to 23 sacks in 16 games. The guy's just, dude, 18 sacks in 11 games. Like, what? I want to see this guy hit like 30 sacks, dude. And he re-signed with the Browns, too. He could have had 18 sacks on a great team. The Raiders. Don't want to forget them. Geno Smith, 285 TD and a pick. He sacked it 10 times. Jonty, 50 yards rushing, 62 yards. Receiving to lead the way. Jonty has a receiving touchdown as well as 8 catches. Geno Smith fumbles twice and loses 1. Kuntz has a pick. A sack, sorry. Snowden has a pick. I didn't know he was back in the country. Their kicker misses a field goal. That's the only miss. Falcons beat the Saints 24-10. They moved to 4-7. Saints are 2-9. I was too busy obsessing with Garrett there. I'm just every time, I was watching his shit. I was he's got 2 sacks. He ended up picking up another one. Must have been late in the game. He's got 18. If he just does a sack a game over the next 5, on an average, he's getting it. I feel like he's going to get, I feel like one of those games he's going to have another 3. I just want to see him get it before then. Because then people are like, oh, you got to put an asterisk and all that bullshit. It's no, I want to see him get it at 16. Or even before. At this point, he could have it at 14 games. Cousins starts here because Penix Jr. is gone for the year, I believe. He's starting 199 passing yards, 2 TDs, and a pick. He's sacked 3 times. Robinson has 70 yards rushing. Algier has 44 yards rushing. Darryl Mooney 74 yards receiving and a TD. Sills the 5th as a receiving TD. 1.5 sacks for Dorless. 1.5 sacks for Pierce Jr. Sack for number 98. And a sack from Walker. Watts has a pick. Their kicker hits everything with a long on his field goal of 56. Tyler Shock, is that how you say it? Somebody was telling me, because I called him Show, and I think it's Shock, Tyler Shock. 243, no TDs and a pick. He sacked the 5 times. They run the ball for 79 yards as a team on 28 carries. Olave, it's another name I was screw up. 9 catches, 70 yards. Shock loses a fumble. Sacks from Stallbird, sack from Young, a sack from Jordan. They get a pick return touchdown from Justin Reed of 49 yards. Their kicker misses 2 field goals. The Cowboys beat the Eagles 24-21. The Cowboys were down 21-0 in this game. It was like 21-0 at the half, I believe. To move to 5-5-1. Philadelphia's 8-3. Philly on fraud alert, even though they just won the title. Hurts 289, a touchdown, no picks. He sacked once. Hurts rushes for 2 yards, 2 touchdowns as well as leads the team with 33 yards. A.J. Brown 8 for a buck 10 and a TD. Barkley loses a fumble. Gibson loses a fumble. Barkley is not doing as well as he did last year, huh? Only a 3.7 yard average. Maybe teams are just keyed in on him or something. I don't know. Dean has a sack. That's it. A pick from Blankenship. That kicker misses a field goal. He missed a field goal. That was the only field goal he had, too. Prescott, 356 yards, 2 TDs, a pick for the Cowboys. He sacked once. 87 yards for Williams rushing. Prescott also rushes for a touchdown. Pickens, 9 catches, 146 yards, and a TD. Spanford has the other TD. Turpin loses a fumble. Not even attempting this name. Number 97 has a sack. Turpin has a 1 punt return for 1 yard. He does all their returns, huh? Their kicker missed the kick as well, so they were even Stevens there. The Sunday night game, the Rams beat up on the Bucks 34-7 to move to 9-2. Bucks are 6-5. Mayfield got hurt. I think they said it's not bad, so I don't know if he's going to miss any time or not. He was not doing well anyway. 41 yards, a TD, 2 picks. He sacked twice. Bridgewater comes in 62 yards. He's not sacked. He's sacked twice. He throws no TDs, no picks. Tucker 42 yards rushing. Tez Johnson a rushing touchdown. Diaby has a sack. And the kicker just has the extra point. He doesn't attempt any field goals. The Rams are having a hell of a year. Stafford is just... He's looking at the MVP right now. 273, 3 TDs, no picks. He sacked once. Let me see what he's actually doing. 30 touchdowns, 2 picks. 2,830 yards. Wow. He's going to hit 40 TDs. He's winning the MVP. As long as they win another 3 games and he hits 38, 39 TDs, he's got 6 games left. He's hitting 40 touchdowns realistically. Hell of it's like his best season. All he did, I think he threw 40 touchdowns twice, but I feel like he's never thrown. His picks have never been this low. Williams 46 yards rushing, lead the way. Puka 97 yards receiving, lead the way. Devontae Adams 2 touchdowns receiving. Parkinson has the other receiving touchdown. Adams has 12 receiving TDs to lead the league. 2 sacks from Turner, 2 sacks from Verse. Oh, we got another return touch. A lot of pick return TDs this week. Kobe Durant, a pick for 50 yards and a TD. Forbes Jr. has the other pick. Their kicker hits everything with a long of 52. And the final game of the week, The 49ers beat the Panthers 20-9. They are quietly 8-4 with a lot of injuries too. Panthers are 6-6, so that division. Oh wait, sorry, they're not in the same division. They used to be, right? I don't know. No, they didn't. The Falcons used to be in the NFC West. Oh, and that probably changed years ago. Still a tight division though, the NFC West, because you got 9-2. The Rams, Seahawks are what 8-3, and then the 49ers are 8-4. Bryce Young, a TD, 2 picks. He sacked once, 169 yards. They run the ball for 69 yards as a team. McMillan has a receiving TD. No sacks. They get 2 picks from Jace Horn and a pick from Mike Jackson. Their kicker does miss a field goal. 49ers, Purdy, not great. 193 yards, a TD, 3 picks. A TD and 3 picks. McCaffrey, 89 yards rushing and a TD. Kittle, 6 catches, 78 yards. Jennings has the receiving TD. A sack from Farrell. Brown has both the picks. Their kicker hits everything. Give me everyone. What, boss? Everyone. So another week in the books in the NFL. Maybe next week I'll do some league leaders. You know, maybe I'll do that now. We'll just see I'm just going to go over who's leading the league and everything. Just the league leader in every category. Drake May has 3,130 yards to lead. The passers, Jonathan Taylor, 1,197 yards rushing to lead the way, number 1. The guy in Seattle has 1,313 yards. Jay Smith, I don't know. I have to look up at it, or somebody tell me, or I have to look up how to say it. He has 1,313 yards. It's possible he hits 2,000 yards if he has a huge game. Most tackles is Brooks on Miami with book 25. Most sacks is Garrett with 18. Most picks, 5. Byard the third on the Bears. Passing TDs obviously is Stafford with 30. He also has the least amount. No, Hurts only has 1 pick. Who's the QBR leader? Prescott at 74. May at 72. Mahomes loves Stafford. Rushing TDs, Taylor has 15 to lead the way. Receiving TDs is Adams, I said right. 12. Pretty big years by guys, and this isn't even close to 16 yet. It's 17, but the original 16, the original 14. Did they even play 12 at one point? But anyway, another week in the books. How's your team doing? And thanks for checking us out.